In 1965, Singapore was broke. No natural resources, no military, not even clean water it could call its own. The British had pulled out, Malaysia had kicked it out, and global investors? They weren't interested in a tiny island with a population smaller than New York City's. Yet today, this same country runs one of the richest sovereign wealth ecosystems on the planet, valued at over $1 trillion. It didn't strike oil. It didn't build a unicorn startup. It built something far more powerful, a financial engine so efficient, most countries don't even realize how far behind they are. This is the untold story of how Temasek Holdings and the government of Singapore Investment Corporation, GIC, turned government savings into a trillion-dollar empire, without borrowing, without bailouts, and without headlines. If you think you've heard it all about billion-dollar success stories, this one will blow your mind. Upon gaining independence in 1965, Singapore faced significant economic challenges, including high unemployment and a lack of natural resources. Recognizing the need for economic stability, the government prioritized prudent fiscal management and long-term planning. In 1974, Temasek Holdings was established to manage the government's investments in various sectors. Temasek's mandate was to foster economic growth by investing in key industries, both domestically and internationally. Its portfolio includes significant holdings in companies such as Singapore Airlines, DBS Bank, and Singtel. Subsequently, in 1981, the Government of Singapore Investment Corporation, GIC, was formed to manage Singapore's foreign reserves. GIC's objective is to preserve and enhance the international purchasing power of these reserves through long-term investments across diverse asset classes and geographies. Both Temasek and GIC operate with a high degree of autonomy, guided by clear mandates and robust governance structures. Their disciplined approach to investment has been instrumental in Singapore's economic development. Over the years, these sovereign wealth funds have contributed significantly to Singapore's fiscal strength. For instance, GIC reported an annualized real return of 3.9% over a 20-year period ending in 2024, despite global economic headwinds. Temasek, on the other hand, has achieved a total shareholder return of 14% since its inception. The strategic establishment and management of Temasek and GIC have enabled Singapore to build a robust financial foundation, positioning the nation to navigate economic uncertainties and capitalize on growth opportunities. Singapore didn't stumble into success. It built it, strategically, one investment at a time. At the center of this story is Temasek Holdings, the state-owned investment company established in 1974 with an initial portfolio valued at 354 million Singaporean dollars. That's about $260 million at the time. Fast forward to 2024, and Temasek manages a portfolio worth 382 billion Singapore dollars, or approximately $289 billion. That's over 1,000 times growth in less than 50 years. Temasek is not your typical government-linked company. As of 2024, Dilhan Pillay Sandrasegara is the CEO and executive director. He's led a strong pivot toward green energy, biotech, artificial intelligence, and tech startups in Southeast Asia, India, and China. In a 2023 press briefing, Pillay said, quote, "Our mandate isn't just returns. It's about shaping a resilient future economy." Temasek's portfolio is diversified. 70% of it lies outside Singapore, and 48% is in unlisted assets. The rest is spread across industries like financial services, consumer and real estate, telecommunications, and transportation. The company invests in companies like Alibaba, PayPal, and Moderna, while also backing green infrastructure and food tech companies like Impossible Foods and Rivulus. This global diversification isn't accidental. It's part of a broader strategy to protect Singapore's economy from global shocks. During the 2008 financial crisis, Temasek suffered a 30% drop in its portfolio value, but it recovered in 2 years. And during COVID-19, it accelerated investments in digital health and vaccine R&D. The real game changer, though, is how Temasek reinvests its gains. Unlike many government funds that pay out dividends to their treasuries, Temasek retains its earnings for reinvestment. This has created a compounding growth engine, essentially a self-sustaining wealth machine. Temasek is also one of the few sovereign wealth funds in the world with a AAA credit rating from Moody's and Standard & Poor's. That means it can raise capital at the lowest rates in global markets, giving it a major advantage when large-scale opportunities arise. But not everything has been smooth. In 2022, Temasek made headlines for investing $275 million in FTX, the now-defunct cryptocurrency exchange. The loss was significant. Temasek later issued a public apology and launched a full review of its due diligence process. It showed that even the most disciplined funds can misstep in volatile markets. However, it also showed transparency and accountability, traits rarely seen in government-linked investment bodies. Despite the FTX loss, Temasek reported a net portfolio value increase of 5.8% in 2023. According to its latest financial report, long-term investments in green energy and health sciences are now among its best performers. It's clear the company isn't chasing short-term wins. It's building long-term national resilience. Today, Temasek is widely respected by financial institutions and sovereign funds across the world. The Norwegian Government Pension Fund, the world's largest sovereign wealth fund, reportedly modeled parts of its governance structure after Temasek. Temasek's story proves that state ownership doesn't have to mean inefficiency. With the right strategy, discipline, and transparency, a government can build a $282 billion global empire from scratch. In the 1970s and 80s, while other nations were borrowing from the International Monetary Fund, Singapore was investing in sovereign wealth creation. That mindset continues today. Singapore maintains one of the highest national savings rates in the world. According to the World Bank, its gross national savings rate in 2023 stood at 44.7%, far above global averages.